Okay, this situation is going to take a little bit more time. It is the same process, but you're just going to have to go through a lot more steps. So when you have three variables, you have to have three equations in order to be able to solve it. You're going to start by deciding what letter you want to get rid of first. Okay, so you look here, look at your numbers. Here we have 2s and 4s. Here we have a 4 and a 6 and a 1. Here we have 2s. So really any of these choices would be fine. You would not want to pick a number that had like a 7 and a 3 and a 5. But it would be very easy to add these together and get the c's to cancel. I like to look for where we have a coefficient of 1. So if I have a 1b, it doesn't matter what those other two numbers are. It'd be very easy to multiply this by whatever number those are and get the b's to cancel out. 2s and 4s are very easy. I could get those two to cancel out and then multiply one of them by 2. So let's go ahead and just get rid of the a's. So if I just add these two equations together the way they are, the a's are going to cancel out. So that would give me 0a. And then minus 10b. Oh, and my c's cancel out also. That's great. This is too easy. Then I get negative 20. I'll go ahead and show you how this works, but typically two letters don't cancel at the same time, because by doing that, I can now solve this equation. B is equal to 2. That normally does not happen, okay? But if it does, you're happy. You take advantage of it. That's wonderful, okay? So those two together made that. Now I need to pick two other pairs. So if I pick the top one and the bottom one, then I need to multiply the top one by a positive 2, okay? So if I multiply that by a positive 2, that gives me a 4a minus 8b plus 4c equals negative 16. And then if I add it to the bottom one, I'm just going to rewrite it here. You can hardly write out too much when you're doing these problems. And I even draw an arrow. Like those two gives me that, and those two gives me that. So my a's cancel out. Notice you want to get rid of the same letter. That's the biggest mistake students make, is not getting rid of the same letter in the first two steps. We got rid of our a, and now we need to get rid of our a in our second step. So when I put this together, I get negative 7b plus 2c equals negative 20. So I have this equation, and over here when I got this equation, I was able to solve for b. So now, instead of needing to put two equations together and solve for two variables, I already have this answer. I'm going to plug this into this equation. So that gives me negative 7 times 2 plus 2c equals negative 20. So that is a negative 14. So I'm going to add 14 to both sides, and that's going to give me 2c equals negative 6. So c is equal to negative 3. So I have b equals 2 and c equals negative 3. Now I take both of those numbers and plug them back up into one of my original equations that has 3 letters in it, and it doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to pick the bottom one just because it's got smaller numbers. So negative 4a plus b, which is 2, minus 2 times c, which is negative 3, equals negative 4. So negative 4a, then this is a plus 6. Negative 2 times negative 3 is a plus 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. So plus 8 equals negative 4. Subtract 8 from both sides. Negative 4a equals negative 12. Divide by negative 4, a equals positive 3. So I have my 3 answers. Your ordered triple is 3, and then 2, and then negative 3, because it goes A, B, C. Okay, next example is going to be one that hopefully won't work out quite as easy.